You know, I have to say Carl Pei chose the weirdest name for a company that actually does things. Because yes, earlier today, Nothing had their London event where we finally got to see the Phone 1, and it's pretty awesome. If you're waiting for those OLED iPad Pros, it looks like Apple is finally making some progress with them. And we have some new images and even a video of the upcoming Moto RAZR from the source of sources. I'm Jaime Rivera, and yes, I know, I have the Phone 1, I've had it for a few days. Still not ready for a review, but my first impressions are that it's solid so far. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today begin with Apple and iOS 16, iPadOS 16, and the whole shebang. And don't worry, these other official news that you're expecting are coming later. Yes, back at WWDC, Cupertino announced iOS 16 with some of the changes that had us really excited, and now they're finally releasing the public beta. Starting today, if you have a device compatible with iOS 16, iPadOS 16, and the others, you can enroll to the public beta program. Now, disclaimer, I have installed it. I have heard people that have been getting a ton of bugs, so make sure you back up your data, but so far, I have to say that I haven't had any significant bugs, even with the developer beta. I think the coolest thing about this update is the customizability of the lock screen, simply because of its behavior and how it interacts with the home screen is pretty awesome. And you can now edit and delete messages, though that only works if the other person is using the beta. There are improvements to privacy and many other features, like being able to simply select subjects from an image and fully cut them out, which will save you a ton of time in Photoshop or third-party applications. I don't think I've enjoyed using iOS more than right now, but again, proceed with caution. More on a video coming soon. Moving on, let's talk about Motorola and that new Moto RAZR that's been in leaks for a while. There's been several reports about the specifications and the pricing for it over the past few months, but today we finally got an official look at the device with some images that were shared by Lenovo's Mobile China GM. The first image shows the phone in its unfolded state, and we can observe it brings more rounded corners and a less prominent chin when compared to the previous models. It's stopped paying homage to the original RAZR, and they also posted a video of the product on Weibo that gives us a more dedicated look at the phone's silhouette and some of the key design elements, like the larger outer display, the dual camera setup, and the redesigned hinge. As a reminder, the new RAZR will be rocking the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chipset with up to 12 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage. It'll arrive with a 6.7-inch OLED display running at 120 Hz, as well as a bigger thumb display on the outside. And then the camera department finally sees improvements with a 50-megapixel main sensor and a 13-megapixel ultrawide. Think about it is, your guess is as good as mine on the price tag, and given how aggressive the Flip has been, we wonder how that's going to play in the United States and when we're going to get it in this shore as well. Now let's get back to Apple and those OLED iPads that we have been talking about since forever. According to a new report, Cupertino is working on the production of final prototypes of iPads with OLED displays focusing on lightweight design and improved image quality. This report also mentions that these prototypes are being produced with the help of Samsung and LG, and that they're working on giving the iPad a lighter design with an etching process that significantly reduces the weight of the display. Let's just hope it's not iPhone 6 Plus kind of light, if you know what I mean. The other main goal for Apple will be to give an unrivaled image quality for these upcoming iPads. Apparently, they will also add a special coating to increase the display's durability, mainly because of how thin it might be. These are the first prototypes with these features, so we're still pretty far from when we can actually expect them in the market, but apparently we should get the 11 and 12.9-inch iPad Pros by late 2024, and apparently there might even be a 14-inch one. And finally, for the hottest news today, you knew it was coming. The Nothing Phone 1 is finally official after months of hype and a ton of official leaks. The event took place in London, and even if the company revealed a ton of the information before the fact, yes, I have one here, so expect a full review coming soon. Let's talk about the most important thing, which is the price. £399 for this beauty is pretty affordable, and especially when you consider that we're getting a Snapdragon Snapdragon 778G Plus, up to 12 gigs of RAM, and up to 256 gigs of storage. Cameras have the Sony IMX766 50-megapixel sensor as the main, and a 50-megapixel ultra-wide, and then in front you get a 16-megapixel selfie shooter. A 4500 mAh battery and 33-watt wired charging support, or 15-watt wireless charging that's reversible, though none of that comes in the box. You're also getting 3 years of Android updates and 4 years of security updates for Nothing OS, which honestly looks a ton like the Google Pixel launcher in so many ways. And then add to that the glyph LEDs on the transparent back, which are pretty unique and functional, and yes, it is a pretty good phone for so little money, and it is also very good looking. I can't give you much details yet until my full review, but my first impression so far is that this phone does not feel like a cheap phone at all. It's not a flagship, but I also don't remember a single mid-ranger that feels as premium as this phone for its price. Yes, it looks and feels like an iPhone 13 Pro Max, and that's actually a good thing. In today's question, let us know, what do you think about the Nothing Phone 1? Because I'd say that so far, the package is pretty neat, but then the price just makes it pretty irresistible. But anyways, that's just me. Leave us a comment down below, we'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social media, so our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me test phones under embargo, because that's the way it works. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.